Following established crane operating procedures helps to ensure the safety of mobile crane lifts. Operators and riggers must consider the effects of wind, temperature, and visibility before making lifts. When operating near overhead power lines, the line should be de-energized and visibly grounded whenever possible. When power lines cannot be de-energized, a minimum clearance of 10 feet is required for lines up to 50,000 volts. For higher voltages, consult NAVFAC P307. When any part of the crane or load has the possibility of moving into the clearance zone, a designated observer shall be used to ensure clearances are maintained. When determining the minimum clearance distance, consider the possibility of the wind blowing the wires or boom deflection bringing the crane into the danger zone. Bypassing safety devices such as limit switches during lifts is prohibited. 2 block accidents have occurred while the operator is concentrating on the loaded hook block while ignoring the location of the unloaded block. When the unloaded hook is a whip hook with a single part of line, the results can be catastrophic. Operators must be aware of the position of the crane hooks at all times to prevent 2 blocking. For cranes without limit switches, use other methods, such as marking the wire rope or using a spotter to warn when hooks are close to the boom tip. Crane operators must stay in complete control of loads at all times, controlling hoisting and rotate speeds. Many load collisions are the result of moving loads too fast or not having the hook centered over the load prior to lifting. Improper operations have resulted in wire rope coming off the sheaves on mobile cranes. To prevent this from happening, avoid swinging rapidly while hoisting. Always keep the boom tip over the load to prevent side loads. When lifting heavy loads with long booms, operators and riggers must be aware that boom deflection will affect the radius of the load. Operators should compensate by booming up prior to lifting the load to maintain load radius. This operation may require the simultaneous operation of the hoist and boom. Power lowering should be used for all loads, except for very light loads on cranes that have free-fall capability. When landing heavy loads at minimum radius with lattice boom cranes, boom down to place the load on the ground, using care not to exceed the maximum radius for the load. This prevents the boom from recoiling into boom stops and causing possible damage. Free-rated lifts, including on-rubber lifts and pick-and-carry lifts, may be done only when allowed by the manufacturer and when the crane has been certified for on-rubber lifts. Special precautions required by specific crane manufacturers may include keeping the boom as short as possible, keeping the load low to the ground and close to the crane, and using taglines to control loads as needed. As an additional safety measure, outriggers should be extended and clear of the ground for traveling.